security is essential. It is very important, and for heaven's sake, whoever your spouse might be or whoever it is, I see you are concerned here. Please don't share passwords. Don't share passwords. Go back home and change and keep it to yourself, because you never know tomorrow what's going to happen. The idea here is, how do we secure businesses online? And I guess now mobile is online. Everybody carries a tablet, everybody carries a smartphone. If I may share one experience I had, nothing to do with business, more of a personal incident. Who do you trust online? You know, all that 30%, 60%, Facebook, Twitter thing, please, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. Okay? There are a lot of bad guys online. There are a lot of cyber criminals online. Cybercrime now is bigger than illegal drugs. Okay, it's a maybe $1 trillion business. Okay, so be cautious who you are dealing with online, and what are we doing about it? What is the government doing about it? It's basically to come up with a scheme for Malaysian traders, Malaysian businessmen, and this is called the Malaysian Trust Fund. The whole idea here is to make it affordable for Malaysian businesses to have that security seal. The first one shows whether you're a genuine businessman or not. You're not a fly-by-night. So what we do, we will come to you, we will interview you. Do you have registered business? Do you have a premise? What products you are selling? That is the first time. It's for reputation, it's for a real businessman. The second one, privacy. The data that is collected, do they comply to our Personal Data Privacy Act? Because we would not want, when you do a purchase, your data is given to someone else. So we have to make sure that data is protected as well. And the third one is the communication. The communication from the merchant to the bank and to you is secure. And the last one, the website itself is clean. Okay? So these are the services that we provide. Last year, we had 15,000 cases reported to us. And these are actual incidents, cases reported. And the honeypot, the network that we have, we collected more than 500,000 attacks. So take this seriously. Being online is fun. Being on Facebook is fun. But for heaven's sake, be careful. What are the pictures that you put online? What information do you give? Okay? Don't simply say, we are going on a holiday and this is my house address. So come and visit us when we are not home. Okay? And it happens where teenagers give their addresses, go out, meet strangers, and bad things happen to them. We've seen this. There are so many of these. Okay? So I'm not trying to put cold water, but reality is something else. Okay? Can we just play the video and skip the slides?
You love your phone, but what you really love is all the things it can do. Connected to everything you need for work, for fun, for home, for your whole life. But what if the worst happens and your phone falls into the wrong hands? You love your phone, love it enough to lock it. Set up a secure passcode. For more tips, visit sophos.com, love your phone.
What we found out of the survey, of course, was that mobility was something that a lot of organizations are getting into, right? More than half of the people that we surveyed actually said that, yeah, they are exploring bringing the mobile device, you know, your iPhone, your tablet, your whatever you have, into the organization and being able to access corporate data on it. But there was a problem, right? The risks to doing that was actually impacting them. Okay, one of the things that we found out when we did this survey was that roughly, on average, right, organizations tend to lose about $183,000 per year, right, as a result of mobile mobile risks, right? Losses incurred. And they come from either direct financial loss of productivity, or loss of the data itself, right? We've had organizations, and I think as my fellow panelists had shared before, one phone is lost every 2 minutes, right? That's a very big impact, right? And especially if that phone contains corporate data, corporate information, right? That is a direct financial cost to the company. The next thing, of course, is bring your own applications, right? The next iteration was that, employees are now bringing their own word processing, for example, word processing documents, applications to modify the data, the documents. Now, the danger of that, or what's top of mind to the IT executives is then, how safe are those applications? Okay, let me give you an example. How many of you in this room use Dropbox? Right, fair number. Okay, how many of you use Dropbox for your corporate stuff, for your corporate? All right, quite a fair bit. So you think about it, right? When you use Dropbox for your company's information, you're actually sending it out into the web. It sits on Dropbox servers. Okay, and when you delete it off your own device or delete it off your Dropbox folder, are you sure that it's actually deleted up there as well, right? That becomes an issue. So that data, that sensitive corporate information, starts to dissolve through corporate boundaries, right? And that becomes an issue, right? I talked a little bit about data loss, right? And at the end of the day, that's what everyone in the IT organization is worried about, or all the business is worried about. Is, what happens if that data is lost? Okay, and with bring your own device, what becomes important is how do we segregate corporate data from personal data? Now, this becomes a big problem in the mobile world as well. And while devices have got a lot of security that's been built in, in the iOS or in the Android devices, users who try to jailbreak the device actually remove a lot of that. Right? That becomes a problem for corporates, right? Because when you jailbreak, you open it up for a lot of malware and bad threats to try and steal information, right? And while what I talked about was mainly looking inward towards the company, a lot of businesses now are starting to think, how do I secure my mobile business, right? I may have, for example, online shopping, or I may have online banking, right? How do I secure that mobile app? Okay, these are some of the things that top of mind of businesses. So, what is it that we as Symantec do, right? We offer a lot of solutions, right, to provide end-to-end mobility from enforcing policies, right, on the devices to make sure that the devices are not jailbroken. They run the right applications to be able to secure the access, to ensure that the right people are accessing corporate data, right, through strong authentication and authenticating the device, and of course to secure the information, right, through having anti-threat on the device, anti-threat protection on the device, to encrypting things, and also data loss prevention. And at the end of the day, to a business, to an organization, we see that managing these endpoints, these mobile devices are going to be the same as managing your PCs and your laptops, right? So it has to have some enterprise integration to existing service desk workflows and things like that. And that's something that Symantec can help with. Right? With that, I end my session. Thanks.
Today we have more than 1,700 employees worldwide, with more than 300 million users worldwide. We are one of the fastest growing security software companies in the world today. It's also the largest privately owned security software company. Okay, so I'll skip this portion because we have not much time left. Smartphone, because those legacy phones, they are museum pieces, right? Dinosaurs. So, okay. Now, how do we use our smart device today? Okay. Okay, I'm not just talking about phone, I'm talking about tablets, including notebooks, netbooks, all kinds of stuff when I refer to smart devices. So first, phone calls, SMS, email, right? Everybody uses that. Social networking, okay, something you can't live without. Games, photography, right? Videos, internet banking, all kind of stuff. Online booking tickets, shopping, and we like to download free apps, okay? And we also store sometimes, we don't use that, what do you call that, the buku 35 anymore to write down our password. So today we store it in our phone. We store confidential information, right? So, well, it's practically an app for everything, correct? Okay, now, in fact, the phone, who knows more about you than your smartphone? Because you practically store everything in the smartphone. Yes, every information, every bit of information about you. Nobody uses diary anymore. They update Facebook, right? They practically documented their whole life in Facebook, or maybe they tweet. Or you know what I mean, yeah? Okay, so now let us take a look at the mobile platform that we have today, right? First, Symbian, we have BlackBerry, Android, Windows Mobile, and Apple. All of you heard about phishing? You receive emails, right? From somebody you know, or from some institution or company that you think they are, right? We redirect you to some other places, and then probably installing malware into your phones and steal your password later on, and still do a lot of stuff. Okay. Then we also have malware in mobile phones. Are you aware of that? Or there's no malware at all. It's totally virus-free, Trojan-free. Okay, that's not the reality. Reality is there are mobile malware exist. Okay, and exploit. Yeah, sometimes when you surf the internet, you go and visit certain websites. Okay, you're able to install codes, software, malware into your phone without you knowing. Okay, just by visiting the website. And of course, the physical phone theft. Okay, while you're eating at Mama's store, you put your phone up there on the table, somebody will just take it. Okay, and there's also privacy issue, right? Sometimes friends borrow your phone. You don't want them to see something that it's supposed to be private, but sometimes when they take your phone, you look at it, hey, how come you know this person? You have this photo, that videos, So these are some of the threats. Now, so are they all real? The answer is yes. Okay, these are all reality. So what are the consequences? You look at things like data loss. Okay, if you do not secure your phone, credential loss. Somebody might use your account that they have stolen to do something or to post something on the web that might be not good for you. Okay, for your credentials. Let's say if your account has been compromised, lose money, people can use your account to do transactions. Okay, and also privacy loss. You can see these malware writers, right? They're focusing on Android a lot. Okay, why? First of all, it's open. Unlike iPhone, okay, this platform is pretty much open. So, and then it also have, I think, one of the largest user base in the world. Okay, compared to Apple, I think Android is still number one, right? Okay, I see, from out there, I see a lot of people carrying a lot of Android phone, more than Apple. Okay, so as you can see, whenever there's a larger user base, those virus writer or malware writer, they will target on this group of users. So these are some of the real examples. Okay, so some of the apps you download from Android marketplace. You download free software. A lot of people download free software, right? Okay, as you can see, this piece of application here, it looks like something that you can trust, but in reality, it is not. Okay, free software, it also comes with free malware at the same time, repackaged. Okay, who is there to verify that this piece of software or application is not malicious? No one. You just download it and install it thinking that, well, nothing wrong, nothing should go wrong, okay? And this thing look familiar to you? You've seen it everywhere, right? The QR code. You're going to scan it, it will lead you to a certain website. So these things is also exploitable, it's real. Okay? How do you know when you scan the code, it don't bring you to the malicious website or servers that host all this malware? You won't know that. Okay? So another one, okay, Opera virus scanner, look like something that you can trust. It is not. These real cases. I'm sorry, it's in Russian, yeah. Okay. So and Android virus scanner. There's a lot of free virus scanner out there. Okay. So now, what should you do since you've seen all these threats out there? First, you should install mobile security protection. Okay, get it from a trusted source. Second, check your phone bill usage regularly. Okay, because some of this malware capable of calling premium numbers. Okay, check it out. If you see something not normal to you, you should be cautious of that and take some action. Okay, check your bank account. How many of you check every week? You check every week? Good. How many of you check every month or don't check at all or every quarter? I think there are a lot of us over here. Okay, so be constantly aware of the threat. Okay, by education, go to websites that talk about security, mobile securities. Okay, keep up to date. Be aware of where you are surfing, and be aware of the threats. Okay, the latest threat development out there. Okay, even as an end user, because today we live in an online world. Okay, so if you want more information, I won't be talking about products or anything. Okay? So you should you can visit our website. Okay, for the products that Kaspersky have, and then if you want to learn more about malware, what makes it tick, and all the stuff, you can go to securelist.com. Okay, so thank you. Be ready for what's next.
Be aware. Right? Be aware that there are threats out there, and also be aware that there are things that you can do, right, to protect yourself from these things.